you had just finished talking about the duty that you have, and I think I would be remiss not to remind that we all have a duty, including yourself, sir, to be fully transparent and accountable to the Canadian public, and that's one of the reasons why we're having this review as well as the inquiry. I would suggest, and so I think it's important that Canadians can trust that when we ask for information, that information can be made available. I know it's easy to hide behind cabinet confidence, but that doesn't give Canadian public confidence, and it really doesn't. They have to have reason to trust this government, and they have to have reason to trust this committee that we have full access to the information that the government relied upon to make those decisions. And it's fair that we do. And I would ask that you undertake to provide the analysis and the information that you were made aware of, that you relied upon to be part of making the invocation for this particular Emergencies Act, sir.
Yeah, I will not divulge cabinet confidence. You're well aware of that. Nor will I divulge or betray solicitor-client privilege.
But we have, the government sending pretty clear directions here. It's not prepared to waive cabinet confidence to release all of these documents that, although they're saying, perhaps on a case-by-case basis, that Justice Rouleau might want to see. Do you have any concerns about transparency in the process to investigate and to look into why the government used the Emergencies Act and whether the focus is in the right place on the government testers?
Well, absolutely. And I think that cabinet confidence is an easy excuse to avoid that transparency, and people should be asking more questions and we should absolutely expect more disclosure on this.
And why do you think that's important? Why do you think that if there's a judge overseeing this, that he's not the right person to get for transparency he needs to get on behalf of Canadians?
Well, I mean, I think it's why do they have to claim that it's cabinet confidence? They can't disclose that to the judge. Is he going to be the one who's deciding what the committee reviews? I think that it's just not really clear to people what to expect here in terms of disclosure will be, what the level of transparency will be.
Kim Wright, do you have any concerns about how this process might unfold?
No, I think that there's a lot of people who are trying to finger wag that he's a former Liberal staffer from 1.5 million years ago. And if that was the case, I don't think anybody in and around the Ottawa area would ever be appointed to anything. Look, the transparency aspect of this is absolutely necessary. This was the first time that the Emergencies Act was being used. In what context was it being used? I think that's where Canadians have been looking for some clarity. Is this just a simple situation of the insurance and the financial records? Were they actually seeing some very troubling things? I mean, we saw some images that were startling coming out of Ottawa last time with the little kid with the jerry-canned backpack. Those kinds of things were very disconcerting to Canadians. Now, the bigger question I have, Peter, is going to be how are the leadership candidates for the Conservative Party leadership going to play into this? I mean, they went for pizza last time and with them. Here, Poilievre did a press conference earlier today that didn't show a lot of freedom loving from his perspective when he was taking some protesters away or some of his people. So I like when they talk about freedom, but I guess the question is, what does freedom actually mean to some of these leadership candidates that are shouting it at every opportunity?
Greg, can we have full transparency in this investigation into the use of the Inquiries Act, the Emergency and Cabinet confidentiality?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, this is brand new time, the act. I would caution, there's not a lot of people that served in a Harper cabinet, but there is a reason why we have cabinet confidentiality. And I think that's important to remember. When you move into opposition, I guess maybe perhaps in a world where, lying means you never have to say you're sorry, but you may have to live with this. So if you're saying that you're in favor of that now, well, maybe does that mean we can open up some of the decisions that the Harper cabinet made? It is a really slippery slope. It exists for a reason.